Tina, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? That's nice of you to join us. All right. Camo Taurus says, games constantly forcing players into PvP have not much success. A video from Josh Strife Hazes. So he wants, you know, we were talking about PvP and PvE. This is the age-old debate. Thanks, James.
Brighter, bring it down hard. Someday.
What are you doing?
Dance off, bro.
DG Starlord. I love DG Starlord. So he's going to explain to me through this video here. So let's watch. Let's see what Camo Taurus has found us here. I'm very interested in seeing what it's all about.
PvP, or player versus player. You against me in a battle of skill and wit.
It's good to see you too, Tina. Oh, Hugh, coming in like a boss with those 10 gifts. What?
It's gonna be black.
Yeah! Action. That's what I like. Thank you, Hugh. Thank you.
Adapting, overcoming an opponent.
I'm
there are
eating
few
steak
things more
tonight.
exciting than beating a human opponent in a fair game of skill. It is fair to say I really, really enjoy competition. I love playing GoldenEye back on the N64 split screen.
Dude, GoldenEye on the N64. I'm automatically respecting this man's opinion. And thank you, Hugh. You have bought me steak tonight. I can't wait. Oh, it's going to be delicious. GoldenEye was that game. Dude, in the 90s, my friends and I, we would bet money on this. Like, we would actually be degenerates, and we would gamble on games. $1, $5, I think $10. Which back in the 90s, whew, I was like $50 back then.
No odd job. I love PvP in Dark Souls, parrying, dodging, rolling, spinning around in circles, chugging Estus before the fight so you know it's all or nothing. Modern Warfare lobbies back on the 360. Tabletop Warhammer 40k for the Emperor.
Holy moly, I'm seeing these memories in here.
You're not gonna hate me.
Turok. Armor Genie busting out the Turok, man. That bow was where it was at in Turok. That bow, man. That bow in Turok, that was the jam, man. That was the jam.
Magic the Gathering, Unbanned Birthing Pod, Burnout 3, Crash Junctions, Worms, and all the iconic catchphrases. Or one of my favourite games of all time, Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn, the original for the brother.
Holy God, man. What is going on here today? Oh, these old school vibes, man. Command & Conquer, dude. The multiplayer on this, they fed through this site called the 10 Network. And the 10 Network cost like $10 a month. And he would log into the 10 Network, and it was Command & Conquer, Duke Nukem, Duke freaking Nukem, like the original one. What else was it? Masters of Orion? Oh, come on, Masters of Orion. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Oh, like days upon days. My mom had a studio. She was an interior designer, still is. Mama Games. Love you. And I would, like, after she locked up, I got a copy of her key. And she didn't know I did. I got a copy of her key. I made a copy of her key to her studio. And, like, after they were done, I would sneak in to get on the gateway computer to get that internet access. And all night long, I bought a pack of Marlboros. The 90s. We all smoked in the 90s. It's a disgusting habit. Don't do it. I miss it so much. And I would smoke cigarettes and play on the 10 Network. And I would play Masters of Orion. I would play Command & Conquer all night long while I was listening to what was on the radio at the particular time. Oh my God. I'll get you the jams. I'll get you the jams in a bit. Let's keep watching.
Who'd have not? I absolutely love engaging competition. And it is my love of engaging competition that makes me dislike hardcore PVP-focused MMOs.
James is like, dude, you're
Ladies
so
and
old.
gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Strife Hayes. Regular viewers of this channel will know that it's all about MMORPGs, and I've got some pretty strong opinions on hardcore player versus player focused MMORPGs. Regular viewers will know that I'm not exactly keen on them. I've got some rather harsh words for them. This is not because I don't enjoy
that is a legit backdrop. I'm going to have a day where I'm a British gentleman. I think I'm going to have a day where I'm just, nobody's going to believe it because I'm bald and have a soul patch. But I too will have an English dialect, and people will, to a degree, they will comprehend what it is that I'm trying to put forth.
Player versus player, or competition. Quite the opposite. I very much enjoy fair and balanced competition.
Pretty much, Tech.
And I believe that hardcore PvP MMOs are actually the antithesis.
What's up, Tech? Welcome to the stream, man. We got a nice room today. Tina's here, Tech's here, Star's here, Noob's here.
I'd like to explain exactly
lots of cool content creators today with us chilling.
MMORPGs that describe
Welcome to
themselves
DG360.
as hardcore PvP experiences. And to answer your question this time, yes. There is tea in this mug. Before we begin, consider dropping a like on the video or subscribing to the channel, ringing the bell so you get all the future notifications.
So far, so good.
And as usual, a huge thank you to this now awkwardly long list of patrons
we have more supporters here
for supporting the channel. More on how you can support at the end. For now, let's begin. To fully explain why I don't like hardcore PvP focused MMOs, I need to explain what I do enjoy about competition and then link it to hardcore MMOs later on. So, for a foundation, let's take the elements I believe are vital for enjoyable competition. Ultimately, it all boils down to this. I enjoy competition if the majority of the time I spend in a game is uncertain about the victor. Put simply, at any moment, either side could win by playing better or being smarter. I find that
what he's talking about, frankly, is a level playing field. I get what he's saying.
This state enjoyable because it keeps me in the zone of my decisions matter.
What he's saying is, let me translate the English into English. So he wants a level playing field so that he can be immersed in the game. He wants the immersion not to break at all. And the second that like the level playing field is not a level playing field due to game design, it snaps him right out. And I totally understand that. I totally understand where he's coming from.
If I know that a competition I'm involved with isn't decided yet, I am pushed to try and win. I enjoy existing in that state, knowing winning is down to me. Once the outcome becomes clear, however, and there's no way to alter it, the game is effectively over. And one of the least enjoyable situations for me personally is playing a game when the outcome is already known. It's like playing Monopoly when somebody already has all the houses and all the money. You're not playing for the competition.
Or if you're playing against me, you will lose. I'm just saying. I am one of the best Monopoly players of all time. I'm vicious, ruthless, and endorse all versions of capitalism, and you will never beat me at Monopoly. You guys will never beat me at Monopoly. Just saying.
Competition anymore. You know the winner. You're just going through the motions. Mostly because the person who is winning is enjoying the feeling of winning and insists you keep playing. The state of your actions matter is important to keeping any PvP game alive and active, and keeping all the participants engaged because they are relevant. Let me give you some examples of what happens if you ignore this state. If you make a game so unbalanced that each individual person or each team involved has no chance of winning. Imagine playing any team game, but your side has 5 players and they have 50. Also, your goal area is twice the...
Yeah, but there's nothing as good as that sweet tea made from Texas. Like homemade sweet tea from the South, man. There's nothing like it. You can't buy that at a Starbucks. You can't buy that anywhere, Fox. I feel like some sweet tea made from Southerners right now. I need some of that sweet tea.
Size of theirs. Imagine playing Magic the Gathering, but your opponent can start with half their deck already on the board. Imagine playing Time Splitters, but you can only use the pistol and have half health, and they get a mini.
Nothing's going to satisfy
that. Imagine playing 40k when you get 50 points and they get 5,000
You can't find that up here in Ohio, dude.
Unbalanced competition isn't fun for me. And while I do understand the appeal of the underdog
everybody knows it needs to be brewed in the sun.
Odds,
everybody
I still
knows,
need to know there is a chance
Except these Northerners.
Of victory. Once that chance is removed, I lose interest.
I'm from the West Side.
I enjoy Dark Souls, even though it's difficult because I know the chance of victory is there. If I play skillfully, victory will be mine. Most PvP games understand the state of equal outcome is important. All sides need to start with the knowledge that they might win. And so most PvP games take steps to keep this state going. PvP games start with equal teams most of the time. If there's an odd number of people, you might find the sides become slightly unbalanced, but a majority of the times, to keep them fair, Overwatch, League of Legends...
Okay. Except in an MMO type classic sandbox style here, sometimes let's take EVE Online for that MMO sandbox experience, right? And EVE Online, you're going to have issues where it's a numbers game and you don't have enough people in your corporation to take on another corporation or another alliance, or you don't have enough numbers in your alliance to handle it. But that is the beauty of it, is that you don't have those numbers, so you have to recruit people to bring in. So I slightly disagree with him on this, because sometimes the gameplay is actually bringing in more people to battle the evil that you see set out in front of you, or to battle the good, depending upon what side you're on. Haha. See what I'm saying? So like, I slightly disagree with a strapping young British gentleman in that regards. Okay? Just letting you guys know, because the numbers difference was tactical. It was the fun part about EVE Online. There was gameplay there to be had, because you knew you had to recruit more people, and that in itself was very fun to do. So I do slightly disagree with this strapping young English gentleman who has many more viewers and subscribers, because let's face it, I'm a big, bald guy with the soul patch, and there's a very limited audience for that. You're right here, right now. Can we give you guys a round of applause for liking bald men with soul patches? That's not the applause button, Pepe. That wasn't the applause button.
Call of Duty, they try and make sure there are equal players on both sides. Most PvP games match players of equal skill levels. They don't put beginners against veterans. Dark Souls has the soul level mechanic. Most online games have ranks or leagues. Players are placed against someone of roughly their skill level, so the competition remains equal. But perhaps the most important elements of equal PvP in any media, most PvP games start every engagement by resetting to a neutral playing field. The match resets, the players restart, you go back to a team spawn point.
See, now this isn't necessarily a great example for us, because it's not the same setup as a very large classic sandbox MMO. You know, like this is like BRs. This is what we're talking about right here. You know, is limited in scope compared to some sandbox games, which are massive in scale. So like, you know, I appreciate your comment here, Camo, on this particular video we watched from Rivergrit, who is a really great content creator. And we were discussing this in depth about PvE and PvP. If you guys missed that, go check out the channel right there. Camo, I do appreciate your input, but I have to disagree in the fact, in the form and function, that this English gentleman is talking about PvP in limited scope. The scope we're talking about is much more massive, especially in Star Citizen, EVE Online, games like these where it's just a huge amount of area with many different working parts and people. That's the type of PvP I love. The dynamic events that can happen in those are magical. They're wondrous. They keep bringing people back, whether you're PvP or PvE. It's that danger. That's what brings the people back, whether they like it or not, because that chaos is unexpected. And that unexpected vibe you get from the game, it stays with you. You're making a grilled cheese sandwich in the middle of the day, and you're like, God damn it, I shouldn't have died right there. Why did I die? You go back in the game, you figure out how not to die. That's, believe it or not, I'm a glutton for punishment. I love it. Sorry. So there you go, Camo. I said PvP.